Hey there, you're still listening to the DMZ America podcast. And for that, Ted Rall, me, Scott Stantis, him, we are grateful to you. But even more grateful is America, because when you support the DMZ America podcast, America's in the name. That means you're supporting America as opposed to any enemy of America. If you don't listen to the DMZ America podcast at least 5 times a week, you are a traitor and must be flamethrower drone.
And you want the flamethrower drone comes again. You want the terrorists to win. Really, I can't put this any plainer.
No. And look, that's just pure logic. That's core logic.
Yeah, that's just smarts right there.
No question. Well, so this is pretty bleak. I was looking for stories today, and this crossed my path. So, according to Texas officials and Mexican officials, a body was found in Texas's floating buoy barrier in the middle of the Rio Grande. For people who missed this story, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas installed illegally a buoy wall in the middle of the Rio Grande River. The U.S., I think it's the Department of Homeland Security, has sued the state of Texas and Abbott, saying that you're not allowed to do that. Border control is something that we do, and you're creating a hazard. And anyway, this is a shipping lane, and you're violating our international agreement with Mexico, which says that we will not do that. Anyway, he's like, see if I care, see you in court. So anyway, the thing is that the Mexicans have now found 2 bodies who apparently are from people who drowned while trying to get past the buoys. So I guess we'll see more of that, Scott.
Well, yeah, and good for you, Greg Abbott, you Christian souled person, you. Good God. I mean, he's a real, my disdain for him is profound. First of all, he's a guy who's in a wheelchair. So you think that would, in and of itself, lead to being considerably more empathetic than most people. It has apparently had the opposite effect. This guy loves the death penalty. He loves strapping people down and killing them. This guy loves shipping human beings to Chicago and New York City. And this guy apparently is going to be unrepentant on putting up a barrier that he knew to be illegal that took the lives of 2 human beings. He does not care. This is a very, 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 very bad guy. Now, Texas politics are rife with really bad people. Can I go into the Attorney General impeachment real quick? Because this is such a great story. Paxton is his name. He's a weird looking dude. Look him up. But he just got reelected. He got more votes than any of the other constitutional officers in Texas, knowing that he's corrupt as shit. He's so corrupt and he's so hated by the legislature that they voted to impeach him. He has been impeached. His trial begins next month. He's trying to get them to drop the charges, which I did not know you could do in an impeachment proceeding, but there it is. His wife is a state senator in the great state of Texas. His wife refuses to recuse himself. Ted, the story gets even better. Are you sitting down? Well, I can see that.
I am sitting down. Yes.
Apparently,
as it happens,
Attorney General Braxton, who is this doughy, weird-looking guy, apparently was having an affair that just came to light. Do you know who the affair was with? It was with one of the state senators, from the great state of Texas, his wife. That guy is not recusing himself from the trial. I mean, this is Texas politics, friends, writ about not large, pretty much normal size. So given all of what I've just described to you, is it any wonder that they have a governor who puts up barriers he knows will kill people? When it kills people, he's like, told you. Apparently they do that a lot there. It is such a, it just makes me crazy because Texas used to have some pretty sound politicians, colorful, but at least had an IQ above room temperature and had some semblance of humanity. You and I have really agree on immigration policy, Ted. We have for years. We've said that a sovereign nation has to have secure borders, build the wall, but also institute a small L liberal entry policy for workers, because firstly, we really need them. This fall, by the way, in the Imperial Valley of California, where they're going to have significantly fewer workers to pick our food, it's going to rot on the vine. And so you're going to see tomatoes and other vegetables, fruits and vegetables, the prices are going to go through the roof because we're doing this. Besides that, I mean, I am aghast. I'm absolutely flummoxed. I don't believe that Abbott has had a response yet. Don't forget, this is the same governor during Uvalde when small children were being shot, executed by guns that were legally purchased in the great state of Texas. And he still has had nothing to say other than, say it with me, Ted, thoughts and prayers. That's all he's ever responded to the slaughter of small children. I don't know where I'm going with where this leaves us other than
he's an asshole.
Yes. Texas is full of assholes run by assholes apparently. And the people of Texas reelect these assholes, even though they know they're knee deep in assholery. So
yeah, it does, which kind of makes them assholes.
Yes.
At least the people who vote for these assholes.
Maybe they should replace the star on the flag.
It's just a giant puckered tuchus.
Flaming asshole. Just
well, the star could be sort of like abstracted into like
absolutely.
A sphincter. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the flaming ass of Texas is the only ass for me. Yeah, that works. That hangs together really, really well. I don't know where we're going with this as a segment. I mean, you and I, I'm sure, are aghast and mortified that this happened. They knew it would happen. They're probably glad it would happen.
And by the way, it is a violation of Mexico's sovereignty because that border buoy, it's sort of ish in the middle.
Yeah.
But this is an international border. It's a good thing the Mexicans are pretty chill, probably because the U.S. has invaded them over 100 times. Ted, if it was a war, they could go to the United Nations and say, these fuckers have invaded us again, and they wouldn't really be wrong.
No, and like you said, in fact, to be fair and full disclosure, my grandfather was part of the cavalry that kept invading in the early part of the 20th century. So under General Pershing, who became American commander of American forces in World War I in Europe. My grandfather, we have pictures of on the border. They're chasing Pancho Villa. Never caught him.
No.
So apparently Stantis is not so good at tracking people down.
Well, he probably got sidelined by the margaritas and the tacos.
Yeah,
I would have. The food,
such good food.
So
I love Mexican food. I love Mexico.
I like Mexico. Frankly. I like the people. It's great there. It really is.
I sure wish
it's hot as shit. Otherwise, it's perfect.
Well, yeah, you hate hot, but can you explain to me? And I know we're going off on a tangent, but I've never heard an explanation that hangs together why Mexico is not among the 10 greatest countries on the planet currently. It has natural resources, like you mentioned. The people are phenomenal, work their asses off.
You mean why is it not more prominent internationally? Or
why is it such a basket case all the time?
It's because of longstanding institutional corruption, and this will shock you, American influence. So
what?
There's basically about 24 families who own all of Mexico, and they keep all the wealth for themselves, and or at least they have. I think it started to change. But the US likes doing handshake deals with basically corrupt dictators and tyrants because, they can guarantee results, as opposed to a democracy where the leader says, I have to go to my parliament, and the parliament has to talk to the voters. It's like if you just have a despot, it's easier, and the US prefers that. So obviously the US is determined to control what the government of Mexico is up to, or perhaps more accurately is not up to, like, for example, becoming socialistic. So there's never been an opportunity for the people of Mexico to redistribute their resources in a way that really allows the rise of a vibrant, huge middle class and an entrepreneurial class that allows, that drives economic progress. I think that's what's happened.
Interesting. I mean, I've heard that explanation before. They've had some presidents who claim that they were going to break up the monopoly of those families, and
it's hard.
Obviously, Well, of course, people don't give up power and or money.
Mhm.
And I imagine once you have also, if you have the cartels who agree with you, you
Mhm.
have firepower to back it up.
That's correct. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
I think
Well,
that's how that is.
well, there we are. Okay. Well, on a happier note, do we have a happier note?
Not really. I think the happy note is we're done here. So, all right. So we will see you next week. Scott, where can all things Scott Stantis be found?
Please go to gocomics.com/prickly city to see my comic strip, or go to gocomics.com/Scott Stantis and see my editorial cartoons. You can go to chicagotribune.com and go to the opinion section and see a gallery of my work. You can also hear me on Center Clip, which is a phenomenal new product that Ted and I are both involved in. They're effectively mini podcasts, 30 seconds to 5 minutes long. And they're doing some really interesting stuff. And going forward, they're going to have some great announcements in the next few months. It's just building and building. And yeah, and also our friend Patty Vasquez is involved. She posted some fascinating stuff. Look her up and see what she posted about the death penalty, by the way. I'm going to leave it at that. Ted, where can we see things? All things Ted.
Well, obviously, like you, Centerclip and gocomics.com. In my case, /Ted Rall. You can go to whowhatwhy.org on Saturdays when they post my cartoon, and check me out at rall.com and listen to my radio show where I co-host on Sputnik, on Radio Sputnik. That's Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern time. But you can also go to Rumble and just stream it anytime. And
you can watch them
as well. And you can watch them. And by the way, if you're listening to the podcast here, awesome. Thank you so much. But there's also a video version, which I post on my website. I don't know what you do with your versions, Scott.
I have been bad.
You're a bad man. Okay, well, I post them
on bad people.
I post them on my YouTube channel, and you can just link to them. You could just go look at them on YouTube, or you could go through rall.com and you'll find a link. So thanks everyone for listening. See you next week, unless something exciting happens between now and then.
Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.